Hello, my lovable friends. I hope you are doing great. In today's video, we're going to start talking about a new topic, which is very common in the IELTS test. Whether you're considering the IELTS for writing skills or you want to improve your speaking skill, this topic is going to be very important. Before getting started, my name is Ava, and I'm gonna help you get your dream score so that you can do whatever you have in mind, whether it is about immigration or education. So, just a quick question. Have you considered subscribing to my channel? If you haven't, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel because that way I see that I've got my friends with me and I will be definitely more motivated to create and have more videos on this channel. Without further ado, let's get started. So, as I mentioned earlier, today we're going to talk about family. The first topic is family size. Family in many countries are not as large as they used to be. So, here you have beautifully mentioned the comparison between now and the past. And that's why we have the grammatical point like used to. Used to is used whenever you want to refer to something that happened in the past continuously in a long, let's say, period of time, but not anymore. We tend to live in small nuclear families rather than large extended families. So here in this sentence, you can see very nice topic related vocabulary like nuclear families as well as large extended families. Nuclear families are those very small families where you have the parents and the children. But on the other hand, we've got extended families where you mention other people as well, like grandparents, your relatives. So there are a lot of actually people in the family. So in the past, people used to live with their relatives and other people rather than their parents or children only. Parents tend to have fewer children. So tend to shows the tendency, the willingness. Young children are no longer expected to work. So here we go with the difference of the past and the current time. So nowadays, young children are not asked or sometimes allowed to work. Nowadays, both parents often work. So, in the majority of cases, and in most countries, you can see that parents, moms, and dads need to take the responsibility of working outside home as well in order to create a better, fulfilling life and actually higher standards of living for themselves and their beloved family. It costs so much to bring children up. So bring somebody up, bring children up. It means since they are very young, parents need to pay a lot of money here and there in order to bring their kids up. So all the process, including the financial support, is about bringing up. It is more difficult to raise a large family. So that's why you can have a conclusion like this saying that it is more difficult or challenging to raise a large family. The next topic is about working parents. Also, see gender topic. So let's see what is waiting here for us. Children and their parents seem to be less close nowadays. As a matter of fact, because of the fact that parents tend to be outside for a lot of hours, there seems to be a huge gap between parents and children. Parents spend less time with their children. So it's a fact because they need to work. They're so busy. And by the time that you're back at home, they're so tired, sometimes really they don't have any energy. They're totally drained that they cannot play or pay attention to their beloved kids, even though they want. They are not physically able to do so. Women traditionally stayed at home to cook, clean, and look after their children. So when you pay attention to the previous generations, say your grandparents, the grandmas usually used to stay at home and take care of the home stuff, and that was a very important task to do. Nowadays, both parents often work full time. Children may be left alone. left alone, to be left alone. And here you have may showing the possibility, or with nannies or babysitters. Busy parents have less contact with their children, less contact. So, as we said, they don't have enough time to be spent with their children. That's why less contact can be mentioned here. Many families no longer eat meals together. Traditionally, eating meals together was very important and it was commonly used as a kind of reunion with one another. But nowadays, because of the fact that most parents are not at home, they cannot have that kind of togetherness. Children spend more time with friends or surfing the internet. So children spend more time because the parents are not available with friends or surfing the internet. So here you can learn, spend time with somebody and surf the internet. When you spend time on the internet, searching and sneaking out, you can say surf the internet. Negative effects on children. So as usual, we have different, let's say, consequences that can be mentioned. Here we are focusing on the negative effects. The lack of closeness in family can have a negative effect on children. The lack of closeness. So previously we mentioned that children and parents are not that much contacted and they're not in touch. So the lack of closeness can be mentioned here. And the fact that we have the structure can have a negative effect. Sometimes I see that some students and language learners make mistakes with effect and affect. Affect is a verb, so we don't need to use have with that. So you can say the lack of closeness in families can affect children negatively. You can also change the place of negatively. But the point here is that affect is a verb, so it doesn't need to be accompanied with have. But here, effect is a noun. That's why you need to use have. And you can also consider the fact that you need to use the preposition on here, which is very important. Friends, television, and the internet become the main influences on children's behavior. So now we are focusing on the other things that are affecting children other than parents because they are not physically and sometimes emotionally involved. Friends, television, and internet. Remember to use the as the article before internet. Become the main influences. As you can see, we have S showing the plural format of the actually nouns here because we are referring to three items. It's not one. On children's behavior. So here we have the preposition on used again. Teenagers are influenced by peer pressure. So here, if you've noticed, we've got the passive format, are influenced. So if you want to make it active, you need to start with the last part, peer pressure influences teenagers. But as using the passive format is much more preferable whenever it makes sense. You're advised on using that format if it sounds natural. Some of them join gangs. Juvenile delinquency is on the increase. So another way of saying increase is to use the phrase to be on the increase. Juvenile delinquency is about different sorts of crime that actually is done by the youth, teenagers. So juvenile delinquency. They usually consist of the minor crimes, but anyway, they are not accepted by law. Parents should be more involved with their children upbringing. Remember the phrasal verb that we've learned previously, which was to bring someone up. So here you have the noun of that upbringing. Young people need positive role models. The role model can be your parent, can be a person from your family, or maybe celebrities or champions, anybody who you really respect and you can look up to. So, teenagers, in order to have a very nice, let's say, idea of life and be successful, need to have a good role model in order to choose the best pathway, in order to learn how to live a beautiful, fulfilling, and amazing life. Okay, everybody. So this is about today's session. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And we will continue with the same topic in the upcoming video. Up until then, take care and have a great, blessed day.